So I just got back from a crazy road trip. I drove 2,300 miles in 2.5 days through 6 states. I told my wife 7 days ago that I am on a quest to find a unique truck. I spent 6 hours last Friday, 7 days ago, on Facebook Marketplace searching dry states, looking for something unique. And, probably saved 20 different listings, spent a little bit of time narrowing them down to a handful. And of the handful, one just kept kind of speaking to me. So once I decided on the one that I was most interested in pursuing, I sent him a message. He responded back. I asked for some more photos. It took a day or so to get those. We bounced back and forth for a couple of days, message wise, and then a couple phone calls. After the first phone call, I made him an offer. We touched base again the next day. He accepted, and it was time to make the journey from Western Michigan all the way to Rapid City, South Dakota. Again, this is late January 2025, and those are cold weather states. But I was able to do it. The weather was fantastic. Busted out and got out there, met him. We did the deal. We strategically got her all strapped up and moved out onto the street, out of its parking spot, and ultimately up onto the trailer where we got her all strapped down and called it good. Shook hands with the guy I bought it from. Great guy. And he kind of gave me directions of how to get to Mount Rushmore. I'd never been there before, and it was only about 20 miles from his house. And it was a beautiful day, like 55 degrees. And I thought, I'm out here. I got to go do that. So went up to Mount Rushmore, checked it out. Literally 4 cars in the parking lot. So kind of had the whole place to myself, which was great. It was getting later in the day. I didn't want to be doing the mountain roads back down to Rapid City in the dark with the load I had. So took off and began the journey back home, driving quite a bit slower on the way home than I did on the way out there, but ultimately got back, no issues with the drive. Chicago, a lot of weather in Chicago. I hit it at rush hour. You know how that is. Raining, Chicago traffic added 3 hours to my drive. I think I drove 15 hours the last day, but nonetheless, got home, got it off the trailer, gave it a quick pressure wash, and got it into the shop where I really got to start taking a look at it and seeing what this project was all about. So let me tell you a little bit about it. 1976 Chevrolet Cheyenne C30 1-ton non-dually 454 automatic 411 rear end. Power steering, power brakes, air, cruise control. Kind of checked all the good boxes. 50,000 original miles, rust free. Has a service bed on the back of it, which is really, really cool, extremely well built. Haldon, it's called. And then inside the bed is this 1976 Alaskan Camper. I had never heard of an Alaskan Camper 7 days ago. And super cool, again, kind of like the truck, completely unmodified in every way. You can see its original interior. You look at the oven, the stove, hardly been used. Really, really super cool. It spent its first 38 years up in Montana with the original owner, and then it went to South Dakota for 10 years, where it sat outside. And it's a dry state, so we don't have rust to worry about. Got some chalky paint and some cleanup and whatnot that needs to be done, but it's just going to be a phenomenal project. I know nothing about these campers and have to learn a lot. There's a little bit of wood damage up on the front, nothing significant, but needs to be addressed. And then just general systems cleanup and check everything over and, redo all the upholstery. We'll keep it retro though to keep it cool. As far as the truck goes, 50,000 original miles, completely unchanged from new. The only thing I have found that is not factory original are the tires, and somebody put a cassette deck in it. Other than that, it's all original stuff. Hasn't been driven in about 8 years, so we're going to have to go through the systems on that. Brakes, fuel, drop the pan on the transmission, new filter, fluids on that, et cetera, get it running. Not really worried about it. So that's the project. If you're into this kind of stuff, whether it be the camper or the old truck or a combination of, hit the follow button and check us out. This will be a really cool project to get into.